Alright, so we got the 365. With everything in question about the 320, I figure it's worth popping this open and actually inspecting it. As we pull the trigger, that's going to be that sear, that lever safety, not sear, the lever safety to disengage the striker. So there, if we press that down, the striker can move, right? And then you pull that back, now it's engaged and safe and it can't fall forward, right? Disengaged, slide that striker forward. There's not a whole lot of room right there anyways. Now, pull this back all the way, and then once that's disengaged, this can fall forward. But that's the block to prevent it from falling all the way through. All right, great. Super awesome. Right? So here's the sear on the 365. I mean, it's small. What do you expect? It's a small gun. But let's see if there's some play in these. Man, that is tight. That ain't moving nowhere. Okay. Alright, that's solid. Alright, let's pop out that FCU. Get a little bit better view of it. Yeah, I think that's the disconnector. Let's see. There we go. It's just a little difficult to do it. Yeah, it's a disconnector. So it pulls this whole trigger bar down. Yeah. So there should be something on the slide. What side is that? On this side. Yep, there you go. So as it goes back, that actually makes a lot of sense. It's not the biggest ramp in the world right here, but it slots in there. Yeah, that's it. I've always thought it was interesting. I think that might be why it's always difficult to pull this after you pull the trigger, pull the slide back. It always felt like something was catching, and it might be that, actually. If you're like dry firing or something. Okay, so yeah, trigger bar looks very reminiscent of the 320. Right? Just small. We've got our little spring, it's a little sideways. That trigger bar kind of folds over here, attaches to that spring there, and then that wraps over and hits this. Which I think that's just the trigger housing. It's just oriented, kind of interesting. Golly, I should clean these guns more often. If there's manual safety, it would go here through this hole. There's a pin that goes there. And that little notch in the middle is what controls the positioning of the pin for fire and safe. Yeah, so this one looks a bit crazier because they had to make it so much smaller. So let's see. I'm also looking at it through a camera. Right, so that's the takedown. Slide stop. Trigger housing. And again, I'm not like the best at this whole gunsmithing thing. I like knowing how things function. Alright, so we see that spring down in there that controls the sear. So trigger bar moves. That goes up and moves that feller. There we go. Okay, so when we push that forward, that pin right there is what moves. It actually isn't attached to a spring, so it's it's freely rotating, which is interesting. I mean, it's not bad, but it's interesting. There is a spring in the slide, so that would push it back down and re-engage it. So, okay, that's fair. It doesn't need a spring in the lower, or in the FCU, per se. All right, so that's the wall again, and then as you push more, that goes up and up and up. I am curious to see if that has the same flaw, where if that fully disengages, just hitting the wall, if that fully disengages that safety or not. We'll get there though. Actually, screw it. Let's just go straight there. So it would be on that flat edge here, not the block itself. It'd be down there, which, I mean, it's all one piece, but okay, yeah. There's a slight little mark right there. So let's see how much this needs to be disengaged for the striker to be able to fall. So that's all the way down right there. Not a ton, but honestly more than the 320, actually. So that's kind of funny. Look at that shelf on the sear. That is way more than the sear on the 320. It's like double the size of the ledge. That's nutty. There's another issue I see here that I've noticed on all the other striker firearms as well. Sorry, not an issue with this, an issue with the 320. But so it's just a straight piece of metal. As it turns, it just lowers. So I would actually be curious. Yeah, so that's crazy. So, okay. In essence, this is a miniature version of this with some things I would dare to say corrected. So what do I mean by that? It takes more to disengage not by much, but it appears, I haven't pulled out the micrometer or anything. It appears to take just a little bit more to disengage the striker safety. Okay. They are both fully pre-cocked guns. However, this one, the sear doesn't extend all the way back. Therefore, making it very difficult to interact with that from the outside, because you would have to go much farther into the gun to disengage that. It also seems to take much more to fully release, and the striker and the sear have much more contact. It also isn't a rounded striker or sear. This isn't just a straight line like every other striker I've pulled out or sear. It rounds off, which is also indicative of why that slide rocks back, not just because of the loose tolerances. This actually like rotates down and back versus, yeah, all of these have rotational motion, but this is just a stick dropping, right? It's just like that. The pivot point is right here, and it just does that. Versus this thing, same pivot point, right? But instead of it being a stick like this, it's already rounded. Which is why I think they thought they could put that secondary shelf there and it would catch it. But the secondary shelf is, I mean, at the same point that it would interact with, it's the same shelf And that looks more rounded than the main shelf. So, interesting. But, no, it actually looks like this is fixed. It actually looks like a fixed version of this made small. As nutty as that is to say. But the other reason I say that, let me put this thing back together real quick. Oh, and then also, before I throw this back on, full FCU rail. There's so little play. You hear that? There's so little play, and there's more contact in all of the surfaces. You can't get to the sear. Even if this was a bit more open, you couldn't get straight to the sear. But it's just such tighter tolerances and more contact with all the internal components. This thing's not coming off by itself. From what I can see in all its tight tolerances and everything, this thing is a fixed miniaturized version of the 320. This is the design that makes sense. And if it were to have been translated to this properly, or, you know, the other way around, they took what they learned from this. This tells me the engineers know what's wrong with this. That's nuts. I'm curious to know. This had to have been SIG USA. SIG USA was responsible for the 320. I bet SIG USA was 365. Yep. These were both SIG USA. You guys know what the heck you're doing. Come on.